Hi, this is Sherry Veronica, and with me in studio today is Victor Calendar. We want to talk about Patrick King, who is saying on video and through a statement that about 14 court marshals came to serve him with a bench warrant. And he is saying that since there's no constitution, everything is bogus. So, in essence, what Patrick is telling Barbadians is time, judicial time, should stand still in Barbados. No attorneys should go to work. The courts should be closed down. DODs, no bail hearings or whatever else goes on there for people who are incarcerated. No police should show up to their jobs, and crime could just run rampant in Barbados because judicial time has stood still. Victor, what do you think about what's going on with this last video and this last writing from Patrick King, talking about 14 marshals coming to serve him with a warrant?
Yeah. Listen, I'm of the opinion that if I could talk to Brother Patrick, I would advise brother to stop talking, because not just stop talking because of what's out there. Stop talking. Stop giving people his playbook relative to what he's going to do. If you're going to do something, just do it. And very close friends, and maybe somebody that's in the legal fraternity that's helping him. I don't know. What I'm seeing is the brother is populating social media with this stuff, and he does have a right to defend himself. I'm not against that. But when you start threatening the legal system, telling them what you're not going to do, and Barbados is only so big, and eventually they're going to find you. And what's happening with the brother, clearly there's something going on. I don't know what it is, because he's saying that there's no constitution and this and that. Well, Dale Marshall is a lawyer. Mia Motley is a lawyer. Several members of the cabinet are lawyers. The entire judicial system in Barbados, the court system, the appellate system, is filled with lawyers. Don't you think all these people understand what's going on as far as the legal system and stuff like that, how it's supposed to run, how it's supposed to gel? So I can't fathom where Patrick is going with it. I like Patrick. He's a good person. I really truly believe that. But all of this ranting and raving about the legal system, no constitution, these people are educated legal minds. They understand how the judiciary works. So to be promoting out there, promoting that there is no judicial system in Barbados, it's tantamount to saying that there's total anarchy in Barbados relative to the judicial system, and that is offering up a problematic situation not only for the government of Barbados, but for the judicial system of Barbados, if people start buying into this nonsense.
So with his car being damaged, will there be a police report filed by him? And if his car was damaged before, but he's putting out there that the marshals damaged his car, how does that fare? How does that bode for any kind of system in Barbados?
Listen, if what Brother Patrick King is posting on social media relative to the damage to his car, and offering the blame on members of the court system, because those process servers are now the arm of the court. And if they did not cause that damage to his car, now he has another set of problems in that he lied on video, which is evidentiary. So I'm hoping that what he said happened. I hope my brother didn't come on there and promote untruth on social media. I hope his character is bigger than that.
And I also want to know if a bench warrant, because I don't think that any justice would sign 14 bench warrants and give it to 14 marshals. I can't see that happening. So if a bench warrant was signed to serve on Patrick King, and the marshal thought that it was going to be problematic, you would think that they would have the police to assist them, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you think that the police, instead of other court marshals, they would have the police assist them?
Of course. If they thought it would be problematic, and in the service of a warrant, it's my understanding they serve a warrant to you. If it has a criminal aspect to it, then they come with the appropriate law enforcement to apprehend you, remove you, and take you to jail. In this case, Patrick says it's completely civil. That's what he is alleged. So it was just a matter of them serving, and they don't actually have to get in, at least in the United States, hand a warrant to you in your hand, as you well may know. They can leave it within close proximity of where you live or where you're working, and you are served.
No, but if it's a bench warrant, and he has been on social media saying that he's not going, they probably wanted to take him in, confiscate him as a person and take him in. So I don't think that they would have dropped it, or it was a matter of him going to spend some time maybe in lockup for the night so that he could appear in court the next morning. You're not sure, but what I'm saying is Patrick King is spewing some rhetoric there in Barbados, and if Barbadians, and I think they're not listening because Barbadians are going to court for their court dates, so if Barbadians were to start to listen and not go, and if the police were to put down their batons and their guns, and if the attorneys did not take work and sat home and the courts closed down, whatever else, because he is saying there's no constitution and everything is bogus, what is the end result for him saying these things? What is the end result for him saying these things to a large audience, and then to have that audience share what he's saying? They actually share what he's saying.
I like I said, I look at things, tend to want to look at them logically. I'm not the smartest, brightest light bulb under the lampshade, but at the same point in time, I know my million foolishness when I hear it. And in this case, Patrick has strayed away from the village of good sense into the village of nonsense, and he needs to come back to the reality of knowing, if he aspires to be the voice of the people, to tell the people the truth. You cannot live in a society that's lawless. He knows that. He should know that. So at the end of the day, if he was wronged, if somebody damaged his property, or there was some kind of an affront to his children, I am sure that he would seek legal redress. So I am sure that the Patrick King that we all have heard and have gotten to know over the years would seek legal redress, right or wrong. So at the end of the day, you can't be walking around social media, navigating around social media, espousing that there is no constitution in Barbados to remedy legal problems that Barbadians face. That is an exercise in futility and foolishness.
And you cannot say that there's no constitution and everything is bogus and then go to file a police report.
You can't. Because the very police that you're filing the report with, they're
part of that judicial system. Yeah, they're part of that judicial system.
Utilizing the same legal system.
Exactly.
So anyone out there who is thinking like Patrick King is thinking, which there will be a very low percentile of individuals. Most Barbadians they're not foolish enough to think that way.
But let me ask you a question. Do you believe him that 14 marshals came out to get him?
I believe that he believed that. Personally, logically, no, I don't. I believe that he believes that, and I believe that he's espousing that, and I believe that he's putting that out there. And if, Albert Einstein had a saying, condemnation without investigation is the height of ignorance. So I don't want to condemn what he says without investigating it, but my logical thinking hat tells me not. Mm-hmm. That's just my logical thinking hat. Other people may go with that where they want to go. But at the end of the day, Barbados is a country. It's a republic in this world. So the rule of law must exist, whether for the Prime Minister of Barbados or for the lowest common denominator as far as personal, as person in Barbados. So it is inconceivable that the country of Barbados is going around without laws, without edicts, without certain things going on in the country to hold it together, to cement the country together. Whether the Constitution is being created or there's some remnant of the Constitution after Barbados became a republic. Let's not confuse apples and oranges. Mia Motley is not an idiot. Dale Marshall is not an idiot. Santia Bradshaw is not an idiot. Kerry Simmons is not an idiot. All of these people are legal minds. They understand how the laws of Barbados are supposed to work.
So what do you think? What do you think is a? What do you think?
One person come and tell us.
Patrick King. What is Patrick King's? What is his agenda? What is Patrick King's agenda to get Barbadians to go berserk in Barbados? What is the agenda?
Listen, there have been many people in Barbados who thought that they could come out in a system and they could trump the system by creating invidious distinction in the system. And those people are now long gone, non-existent. The pages of history are not kind to people who are unable to cement a cohesiveness among the people of Barbados. It's not kind to people like that. Does the system have failures? Yes. We would be wrong to say that it does not. Can it be made better? Yes, it can be made better. But it cannot be made better without. It has to be made better within. And having said that, you could rabble-rouse all you want. You could create angst all you want. Sooner or later, you have to come to a neutral position, or you have to come to a position that is cohesive. Because the majority of the people, frankly, they're not going to buy what Patrick King is saying relative to the laws of Barbados. If you don't pay your taxes, if you don't handle the things that you need to handle as a citizen in Barbados, how long do you think the country will continue to grow?
And when he continues to say it's a civil matter, why are all these people after me? It's a civil matter. There's no constitution. It's bogus. If for that simple thing that he's saying that there's no constitution and it's bogus. So let's say that he were to hurt someone or he were to kill someone or something criminal, he would have this. It's the same spiel. You're going to say there's no constitution, everything is bogus, so he would think that he should be able to do something and not be held accountable according to the law, under the constraints of the law, under the constructs of the law. It's crazy. It's a crazy situation there. I don't know about anyone, but I will not share that video. I will not share the note that came along with the video. I think it's preposterous, and even if Patrick King thinks that there's no constitution, to say to Barbadians to let time stand still in Barbados, a place that has worked itself up to where it is now since slavery, and in a nice little position they have there. It's still work. It's a work in progress. So it's always going to be working to get to where they need to be. But for Patrick King to be saying there's no constitution and have things stand still judicially, and people to feel as though they don't need to go to court and they do not need to stand before their peers to be judged, it's something that I think is very, very dangerous. I'll let you
Well,
finish.
again, Sherry, um, there's a search party out for people who think like Patrick King from the missing from the village of idiots, and in this stead, Patrick is dead wrong. He's not partially wrong. He's dead wrong relative to whether or not there's a constitution. There will be enactment of laws. Laws will be maintained in Barbados, because if Barbados is unable to maintain law, then it goes away into complete anarchy and becomes completely dystopic. And that is not going to happen under Mia Motley's watch, Ronnie Yearwood's watch, anyone's watch in Barbados. We cannot allow a dystopian, untethered Barbados to go into nothingness judicially.
I agree.
So what Patrick needs to do is revisit his thought processes. Whichever person or whoever is out there advising him, he needs to calibrate to the advice that he's being given, and to know that the advice that he is being given is not correct advice. If I had to speak to him and be honest with him, that is what I would share with him, or any other Barbadian for that matter. If you love Barbados, as he claims that he does, he claims to love Barbados, then you can't be thinking like that, because that kind of thinking is one step away from the mental hospital at Black Rock. It's just crazy. So he needs to navigate away from that and stop talking so much about what you're not going to do and challenging the legal system. If you challenge the legal system, it has no choice but to protect itself and to defend the Constitution, because that's part of the legal system, the defense of the Constitution of Barbados, whether perceived or not. And they're going to do that. You can't challenge a judge in court or justice anywhere in Barbados relative to what has been issued as a warrant to be served on you. If you're not going to go, then you don't. But you don't come in media and say, I am not going to do this and that, because you don't hold that kind of clout or power.
I agree.
No
Thank
one
you.
does.
Thank you, Victor. Sherry Veronica, Naked Departure Radio. Thank you.
Up next is the Naked Departure Radio Show with your host Sherry Veronica. Naked Departure started out as a book and now has expanded into an online radio show. The show provides commentary and opinions on current and not so current events. It encourages everyone to speak out against human rights abuses and other injustices. We are human and we all need a level playing field to blossom and grow. Join Sherry as she explores several topics as they come to mind. Call or contact Sherry via social media and speak your truth into the universe for all to hear. Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.